actually is the lead play in our offense.
Tell the tackle, take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, you drive down the first man who is inside. Pull back and tell him to take the first man outside the offensive tackle. No one shows. Go right by this and field inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. So look at this play. What we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. You can find me on Twitter at Packers_access. I'm joined alongside my co-host, Jacob from the Packernet Fantasy Podcast. We got Tim live in Green Bay, and we still got the Chalk Talk emblem up here. Of course, I went live with Chalk Talk about 20 minutes ago, so we already screwing things up right off the bat. Jacob, that's just how we roll, man, right?
I tell you. Hey, that was a good Chalk Talk. By the way, did you see I commented? Because I didn't get an invite. Clay.
Hey, I didn't get the invite, bro. I looked up and it was 6 o'clock and I went, you know what? I got time. Let's do this. So I just ran with it. But I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. We got the PTA posse out in force. But we got Red Mo in the chat. We got Mano. We got Kevin Rogers. Let's see, Mike Berry in the house. Zane Strong, Elevated Shine, Doug. Appreciate you guys. And let's just kind of kick off with some of these real quick. Kevin Rogers says, let's go Packer Nation. So excited for the dub on to Atlanta. Amen, Kevin. Amen. That's going to be a tough one, man. It's going to be tough going down there on the road. I like what they do with their running game. They play kind of old school football. And that's going to be a good test for this young Packers team. And I'm excited to see how that one plays out. Mano says, great Chalk Talk, by the way. I appreciate you watching, man. Definitely. Let's see here. I think this is worth reading. Kevin Rogers says, also, non-football related, remember to give your friends and family love. I watched a mother and daughter lose their lives on the road this weekend because of texting and driving. Be safe. Man, I hate to hear that, Kevin, dude. That sucks, man. And it's, you know, when I started to read your comment, I thought you might say something about 9/11. I didn't expect that, but that sucks to have to experience that too. So, man, prayers for them. That and obviously today being 9/11, man, it just, you know, we're sitting over here getting fired up and upset about football games. And then when you think about what today represents and all that, man, it's just sometimes it's good to slow down, put things into perspective, right? But you stay safe out there, Kevin, on the road, buddy, for sure. Let's see here. He also said, also thanks to the PTA guys. Y'all's work is appreciated, and it helps me during the long runs. Always stoked to be a part of the convo with the boys. Hey, we appreciate you making us a part of it, man. Like I said, Zane in the house. All right, here we go. Elevated Shine already talking that trash. We got Prison Matt in the house says, go Pack Go. Is it just me or does Rogers' helmet look bigger? It's like he's wearing the Guardian cap.
He knows he doesn't have an offensive line, so he beefed up the helmet.
Doug in the chat says, appreciate Clayton X's and O's breakdown. Clayton, do you coach or did you coach? No, I've got a lot of people on me about that, man, but I should probably say no comment, but I'm just gonna say it. I'm not politically correct, and the way the school systems work, I was a public school kid. A lot different today than it was back then. I wouldn't last 10 damn minutes in the school system, bro. I'm just being honest with you.
Yep.
And there's been many parents say that's why we need you, but now's not the time. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's see. Zane in the chat says, I trust our defense against any team. Gray Matter 2006. He actually commented something similar last night. He said, professionalism totally absent is back. Here's to more fun. Basically, we're talking about how unprofessional we was, and he absolutely loved it. So that's what you're going to get here for sure, man. Let's see here. All right, last one, then we'll get into the show. I apologize. Tom Spalding, great Chalk Talk. Left a comment there with a link to watch Chicago media discuss the game, including Coach Wanstead. They were pretty brutal on the Bears. Yeah, I heard about that, man, and rightfully so, dude. That team didn't look ready to play, man. And again, you know, Jacob, we kind of talked about it last night, man. I wasn't overly impressed with Love. I love the fact – I love looking up and seeing 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That fires me up, man. But he was off the mark. He was late on some throws. And a good team, that's a much, much closer game. But Aaron Jones, what an X factor, dude. My goodness. Yeah. So, all right, before we go around the horn here, let's do that. Let's go around the horn. Jacob, you first. Talk about your corn. Nah. So you had a night to sleep on it, right? How do you feel about the game 24 hours? Well, I guess, yeah, over 24 hours later.
Well, let me say first, I barely had a night to sleep on it. We did our post game show, and I woke up early that morning. I was so excited, and so I was lethargic by the end of the night. I had to wake up every Monday. I have to wake up at freaking 4 a.m. to do inventory at the restaurant that I work at, which is oldsouthernbarbecue.com, which you can find their spices and sauces at oldsouthernbarbecue.com. You can use Packernet code Packernet15. Usually when I wake up at 4 a.m., I'm like, ugh, just freaking shoot me in the face, right? No, I shouldn't say that.
There it is.
There we go. This morning I woke up and I was like, let's go. Let's get up and let's start the day. Let's go, bro. Because what I wanted to listen to was not even Packers coverage, because that would be like the kind of the gluttony there, right? You'd want to hear yourself, you want to hear your own team's praise. What I actually went into, and I sent you this, Clayton, I just typed in Chicago Bears postgame on YouTube, and then I just started watching. And these guys are, well,
they're a mess.
To reference my first comment, yeah, they're out there starting to. They need to call some certain hotlines, I think, because these guys are talking about jumping off bridges. They're tanking for the first pick again. I mean, these guys are they're losing it, and it's what they're talking about. It's not, irrational. I have a few notes here, and I think
are you saying they're upset?
A little bit.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Go ahead.
No, and actually, that's one of the guys that right before I hopped on here, I was trying to look at more of the kind of like the punditry of the ESPN type folk, and my gosh, Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp are still planting their feet in the ground and saying they are the worst team. I should say they're saying now we went from being the worst team that's ever going to play in the NFC to now we're ranked 4. But we're not going to beat San Fran. We're not going to beat, the Eagles. We're not going to beat Dallas. And the way that they talk down to, I think is it Orlovsky, the guy that seems like he kind of knows what he's talking about, the only person on ESPN. Orlovsky was like, yo, you guys are insane. Like, did you just watch what we just watched? And they're like, yeah, well, it's against the Bears. And then he goes, you guys just told me the Bears were good. Like 3 minutes.
Right.
You guys were just saying that Justin Fields was an elite quarterback. That the Bears were going to have a great defense, and that all this, and then now you're like, well, they're only going to be top 4 in the NFC. Dude, do you guys have any respect for yourselves? Do you have any wherewithal? Do you have any knowledge that the internet exists?
Did you get high today and forget what you said yesterday? That's my question.
I don't understand that. Shannon Sharp had the nerve of calling Orlovsky, goes, are you high? And then he said, stay off the weed. And
exactly. Let's hit it. Once
Stay off the damn weed.
I just don't understand how he actually came to that. I want to believe that it's just the fact that they're getting paid enough to talk and be combative, but oh, good God. I can't even handle it. I can't handle it, Clayton. I can't.
I understand, man. I completely understand. Tim, how about you, buddy? How you feeling 24 hours later after that dub? I mean, like I said, it's never – I guess the best way to put it, things are never as bad as they seem, but they're also probably never as good as they seem, right? But how do you feel about it, man, 24 hours later?
Well, 24 hours later, and the Bears still suck. So I'm feeling pretty good about that.
The Bears still suck.
The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. Oh, sorry. I thought we were singing. Okay. Aaron Jones comes to mind. Aaron Jones, as I've had some time to think about this, Aaron Jones is the heart and soul, maybe of this entire team. There's a lot of characters and personalities, but I feel like certainly the heart and soul of the offense. And we can complain all we want about lack of touches or targets or utilization. But if there's one thing we know about Aaron Jones, whether we want to admit it or not, is I'm not going to use the word fragile, but I'm going to use the words handle with care and load management. And he has always been, lightning in a bottle and an explosive player. However, he can pull up with a hammy. He could pull up with an ankle. He could get knocked around too much. And, the reason he's been able to play with us as long as he has and had the career that he's had is because of load management. Absolutely. So I think when we don't see him getting utilized like we as fans want to see, it's like, you guys got to realize, like, Aaron Jones is not the type of back that you ride for 4 quarters. You just don't do that. And if you do, he might not even be a Packer right now. He might have been gone a few years ago. So I think that's important to keep in mind. But just to see him yesterday, he was definitely an X factor. And I talked about this before, getting the most out of our guys when we can. And whenever he was on the field yesterday, we got the most out of Aaron Jones. So I don't think it's so much of touches and getting to see him get the ball a lot. I think it's about, understanding, load management and the type of player that he is and the type of role that he has in this offense.
Yeah. No, I think it's very well said, man. Doug in the chat says, didn't the five Fox pregame analysts all pick Bears? I don't know if they did, but I know NFL Networks did. Jacob, did you confirm they did as well?
I'm pretty sure it's either one of the two, but yeah. I would say that 8 out of 10. Like it's just so fun to watch.
I love it. Let them keep doing it, man. That's what I was saying. Let's embrace the underdog role. I'm not letting anybody forget that they picked us to finish dead last in the North, dead last, which means if we finish third, it was a good season. Which means if we finish second, they're idiots. If we finish first, we need to be insufferable. Period. Case closed. Your Chet. Yeah, Chet just
said. Come on, Chet.
Chet just says 65%.
65%.
65%. That's what the Jets game is on right now. They actually showed Aaron running out with the American flag on 9/11. Again, listen, guys, I still like Aaron Rodgers. Now, there's a draft pick on the line. I hope he plays every snap and the Jets don't win a game. Right? That's the way I feel as a Packers fan.
I like the way you said that, Clayton.
What's that?
I like the way you said that. Yeah. I still like Aaron Rodgers too, but I love the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. But no, in the chat said, Jacob, you need an LVN jersey to go next to the 52 on the wall. Listen, LVN didn't have like this great breakout game, but how freaking cool is it that he got a first sack of his career, and he ran down Justin Fields doing it.
I was going to say the way he ran down. So Justin Fields, he tried to set the edge, right? Or he did set the edge, and Justin Fields said, "I can beat this guy. I can roll out." No, you freaking can't. He did not gain a yard, and I guarantee he was like, "Oh crap!" As soon as he rolled out, dude. LVN, I'm telling you, I've been more skeptical of him than I have been. I'm a homer for all Packers. You guys know that about me. I'm a UDFA 7th round, 6th round guy. I don't like typically the 1st and 2nd round guys because I just feel like, I don't know. I'm just one of those guys. I want the underdogs. Yeah. LVN performed. He did great. He did amazing. He looked so freaking good. And can we talk about it? We can maybe segue into this later. 2nd-year jumps by Quay Walker and Devontae White.
Oh, yeah. Ready to roll, man.
My God.
And hey, listen, I have heard no one, and this isn't a shot at either of you. I'm talking about Twitter, everything. I have heard no one say Joe Barry's name. And, dude, that game plan, that contained game plan that he put together, what I uncovered watching the film, watching the tape, I'm 2 passes through right now. I haven't completed the 3rd. But when they ran their 34 base, they ran a 99 contain. They basically had a double 9 tech on the outside, and they played outside contain. When they ran their nickel 2-4-5, they ran ET stunts, which basically crashed in with the edges. Not every snap, but the majority of the passing snaps. And out of the formations, you could tell they were adjusting at the line. Out of the formations in which they watched the tape, they scouted Justin Fields and said, okay, out of this specific set, a trips left, nub right, where the strong side of the formation's on the right, he likes to roll right. Okay, cool. Let's do that ET stunt on that side. When they did that, basically they crashed the ends in, the tackles looped around. He had nowhere to go on the outside. The Lucas Van Ness sack you're talking about, Jacob, was the 34 front, 99 contain. That's what it was. It was absolutely gorgeous. And speaking of last night, let's do this, man. Let's kind of jump into some of the stuff that we uncovered today. Guys, when we go live for the post-game show, especially on a win, it gets rowdy quick, right? I mean, we were talking over each other, and it happens. And really, I kind of want this show to be that. I don't want it to be all formal and professional. I want it to be just a bunch of Packer fans hanging out talking ball. There'll be time to be not necessarily professional. You're not going to get that with my accent, but there'll be time to break down the tape, talk about stats, all that stuff. But, it's funny, you kind of look over a lot of things, and there was something Ryan was trying to share last night. We're going to share here in a second, which I think is really cool. We're going to get back to the chat in a second, guys. We have not forgot about you. I promise you that. But this right here was cool. David Bakhtiari on a play actually saluted the Chicago Bears fans. And for those of you on the pod, I'm basically showing the screenshot of it. They came to the line. I should post the video, but I'm not going to do it. They came to the line. They started to get set. And you know how sometimes the offensive tackle will point out to the left or something. It looked like he was pointing out, but he literally throws the bird up at the Chicago Bears fans. It was absolutely phenomenal. Bach was on another level trolling those Bears fans. I mean, Tim, dude, how beautiful is that right there? That screenshot.
Hold on. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear this? Hold on. You hear that? I'm cracking a daddy soda for Bakhtiari.
Oh, no. I like it.
I'm not gonna chug it. I can't do the Bakhtiari power chug, but I will crack a daddy soda right now for David Bakhtiari, carrying the G very well yesterday, and pretty good game for a guy who had some veteran rest and didn't practice a lot, huh?
Yeah, I would say, man. I'd say. And you got to be careful of those daddy sodas, man. You get too many of them, dude. You start stumbling around the house, you're gonna be like this.
On my knee.
So you gotta watch that, man. You gotta watch. I thought that was cool about Bach there. Jacob, here's the next thing, man. This is really cool. We tried to show this last night and had a hard time doing it. Ryan was showing it on his screen, and I am just so technically unsound that I couldn't get the volume right for you guys to hear it. Hopefully you can hear it a little bit better. For those of you on the pod, post-game, you may have already seen it. I want to share it on here. I think it's really cool. They're doing a post-game interview with Jordan Love, and Jordan Love is extremely humble. He's the guy that's just going to kind of stay quiet and put it on his teammates. And dude, everybody has been chirping. All the birdies have been out chirping. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's always the ones that look like they haven't struggled a day in their life that wants to beat somebody else down. They're those guys that, I mean, they have such a punchable face, right? It's how it always is. They were born on third base and they act like they hit a damn triple. And they've been just dogging him all off season, right? Jordan, like I said, I told you I was going to do it. I did it. I put Adam Shine on a milk cart and he blocked me. I can't believe he blocked me. What a softie. But isn't it amazing that someone can go on national media in front of millions of people over the radio waves and say, Jordan Love can't play football. But if I put him on a milk carton, he blocks me. Soft as baby crap. That's what he is. Here it is, the post game. Rashawn Gary basically telling Jordan Love, no, dude, no. You tell him about it. Talk to him. Like basically saying, y'all doubted me. Check this out.
Stop playing with him. Stop playing with him. Stop playing with him.
Eric Stokes Jr. in there too.
I was just gonna say, Tim, if you notice, that's Eric Stokes also in the background, like, yo, yup.
And that's Erin Andrews doing her best not to look slightly terrified because she saw Rashawn was dead serious. Like I said, that guy wakes up with that intensity every morning and eats his cornflakes like with that level of heat. Like he is all fire, and I love it.
Yeah, definitely, man. He's a team leader, bro. He's a team leader. Plain and simple. Get that man a contract. Pay that man his money. Pay that man his money. Let's see here. Go ahead, Jake.
Jump into it. Just a weird segue here. Just to highlight how freaking awesome this game was, guys. The Bears had, if I'm not mistaken, 2 pressures on the game. The Green Bay Packers had an NFL high of 26 pressures. That's amazing.
How many was it?
26.
Golly, dude. That's insane. Insane. I love it, dude. And they were fired up after the game. Was like the locker room scene was really, really cool. And I've got that video I'm going to play right here. It came from Packers.com. Really, really, really cool. basically, just to set the stage, you've got Matt LaFleur giving out game balls, and he's going to mention Kenny Clark. And just a little backstory real quick. Kenny Clark's dad has been incarcerated for some time. I mean, his entire NFL career. His dad has never watched him play. Well, he served his time and got to watch Kenny play for the very first time yesterday. And Kenny came out and played with his hair on fire. And then he gives another game ball to Jordan Love. And I want you to listen to how this locker room reacts to him giving that game ball to Jordan Love, man. It's what we always say, the old Bill Belichick quote, we're building a team, we're not collecting talent. This is it right here on display.
All right, hey, listen up real quick. First of all, going into the game, we talked about being +2. We talked about being +2. We are +2 today. Understand, at halftime, it's 10-6. And what we do in that second half? We got after him for 4 quarters, so give it up for yourself for that. You got to give it up to this guy. His dad was in attendance today. J Love. Yes, sir. 15 to 27. Bring it up. Let's go.
Pack on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, it don't get no better than that, fellas. Goosebumps. Absolute goosebumps.
I love Aaron Jones leading the pack on 3 chant too.
Yes.
I love it. I love Absolutely. It. And Prison Matt in full effect. We got a Prison Matt F-bomb deleted out of the footage so perfectly. I love it.
You know what I told them, man? I said, don't delete it. They said, we got to delete it. I said, don't delete it.
All right, hey, that's just the way we talk in the clink.
I love it. All right, man. Let's see here. Let's get back to the chat real quick. Doug says, seems the locker room is lighter and not as serious. I will tell you this. I just glanced over at the Jets game and seen literally as soon as my eyes hit the screen, I seen Rodgers get blasted on a second down pass.
I'm trying not to watch it. I'm going to try to.
Well, he's laying down right now on the field. Is he hurt?
Are you serious?
He's sitting down.
Shut your mouth.
What? Oh, Lord have mercy. Live update here. Why is he laying down? He get his bell rung? Let's see here. Hold up. Let's watch it.
Are you messing with me?
No, we're giving you live updates here.
Unbelievable. Oh, no. I just got multiple text messages just now. Oh, shoot.
What's wrong with him?
It's the calf. It's got to be the calf. I'm willing to bet you it's the calf.
He just went down.
Well, hey, listen. We're keeping things positive. Everybody shut up. Turn your TVs off. We're rolling. All right, let's see here. Let's get back to the chat. We got us Mike Evergreen in the chat. He's got a super chat. Mike, thank you for supporting the channel, buddy. He said Rashawn's piss was boiling, dude. That guy, he is so ready for football, dude. It ain't even funny. And yes, Aaron Rodgers was just taken out of the game. Zach Wilson is now in.
Oh my God, Clayton.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. And Donald in the chat said it best, man. He says 65% already going downhill.
65%. 65%.
That's what we need to slow it down to where Mark Murphy sounds.
Where was the contact on that play?
I didn't see it, bro.
Conspiracy theory. He's tanking. Conspiracy.
Tell me he's not pulling a Jay Cutler.
That's what I'm saying.
And we're going to see him riding the exercise bike the rest of the day.
Yeah. No doubt.
Be real, dude.
This is how it's going to be all year long. I know there's some people going, I don't care about Rodgers. Let's talk about the Packers. But everybody in the chat is like, this is the best thing that Greg Janikowski said. Tape him up.
Give him a bunch of perks. Let's go. He loves it.
The perk.
On my knee.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Worst case scenario, if he doesn't play another snap, what's the pick we get?
Is it 4th round or 5th?
That's what I'm trying to. I mean,
what does it become?
What is it now? What was the question?
Worst case scenario, he doesn't start another snap in this year. What's our pick?
It's a 2nd round pick, right? Yeah, it's a second.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean,
I could be wrong.
We're between a first or a second round with it.
Yeah, you guys in the chat, listen, you guys in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Believe me, I'm married. My wife reminds me I'm wrong all the time. But I think the way it works is 65% of the snaps. If he plays 65% of the snaps, then the Packers get their first round pick. If he doesn't play 65%, then they get their second round pick. I think that's what it is. So
Okay.
we got a super chat here. John Baker in the chat. Appreciate you, buddy. He said, Rodgers, come on, dude. Be a Packer. Get up. We need 65. You know it, man. You know it. Yeah, Elevated Shine confirmed. Prism Matt said, hey, listen, don't make me push you up against the wall. He said second round is what it is. So, yeah, second round. Everybody's confirming second round. Trust me, I trust our listeners way more than I trust
yeah.
For sure. All right, let's do this. Let's get on to the next segment here. Wanted to talk about the PFF grades real quick, okay? Because these are a lot of fun. Let's start with the team, and then we'll do a quick break, and then we'll come back with all the players, okay? So here's the team PFF grades. It's so funny seeing Prism Matt up there. But again, John Baker, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate you. And, oh, by the way, John Baker, Jacob, I'm sending you his address. He was the one who won the Aaron Rodgers jersey patch, okay?
All right, cool, yeah.
So I'm going to send you that address. You can get that out to him. I'll cover the cost of shipping. Just I'll whatever I got to do. I'll send it over to you, PayPal or whatever. We're still looking for iHeezy340. Okay, so if you drop in and you see this, if anybody sees him, hey, if somebody could try to tag him in the chat, that would help me a lot. iHeezy HEEZY340. Tag him in the chat, and if he drops through, we need to get him to send me an email. Don't try any funny business either. I know nobody in here right now would, but I've got ways to confirm that it is actually the person, like I did with John Baker here. And he says, thanks again, guys. No, thank you, John. We appreciate you supporting us, buddy. Enjoy that piece of memorabilia. I've got ways to make sure someone doesn't just create a fake email account and then try to get, that type of thing. I know our listeners wouldn't do that, but I could see a knucklehead Bears fan rolling through and trying to do something like that and stealing somebody's prize. But anyway, back to the PFF grades. So week one, outside of the Jets-Bills game, okay, so far, here are the overall team PFF grades. They're on the screen. I'm going to read them for everybody on the podcast. First, number one, San Francisco 49ers. They look dominant, 83.3. Number two, Dallas Cowboys, 82.0. Number three, Miami Dolphins, 80.3. Number four, Atlanta Falcons, 76.7. Number five, Green Bay Packers, 75.3. All right, now since we've got it pulled up and the Atlanta Falcons are our next opponent, and they're sitting there right above us in fourth place, let's look at what they did well, okay? Obviously a 76.7 overall PFF grade. Their offensive grade was only a 63.9, okay? So we had a better offensive grade. Their passing grade was horrible at a 51.8. Their pass blocking, oh my goodness, 40.9 pass blocking grade.
Oh, bro.
Receiving grade, 67.0. Running grade 68.8. That's what they're kind of known for. Bijan Robinson, I think he'll be the real deal. We got to stop that run. The run blocking 64.4. On the defensive side of the ball, that's where they dominated. Defensive grade 79.2. Run defense 72.4. Tackling grade was 55.9. Pass rush was 61.6. Coverage grade 81.0, and their special teams was a 61.6. All right, now back to the Packers. I just want to mention that because they were right there. That was easy to get to, okay? The Packers grade, like I said, a 75.3 overall. Offensively, 64.2. It's better than the Falcons. Passing grade, 57.7. That's better than the Falcons. Pass blocking, 85.3. Way better. Doubled. It basically doubled the Falcons grade. Receiving grade 62.2. The Falcons edged them out there. The running grade was only a 60.7 for Green Bay. Falcons were better. 60.5 for run blocking. The Falcons were a little better. Defensively, 76.8. The Falcons were a little bit better there. Run defense, 80.6 for the Green Bay Packers. You love to see that, especially against the Chicago Bears, who I think were in the top 5 in rushing last year, if I remember correctly. Run defense grade, like I said, they're better than the Falcons there. Tackling grade 62.8. They're better than the Falcons. 68.7 on pass rush, better than the Falcons. 74.4 on coverage, slightly under the Falcons. And then special teams grade 69.8. So we're definitely leading in more categories, but the overall grade, they're a little bit higher than us. Jacob, that sets up to be a pretty darn good game, doesn't it, man?
Clayton, they're loading him on the cart. He's getting on the cart.
Really? Get that guy some Geritol and put him back in. What are we doing?
give him his knee injection, please. All right. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I am.
I'm not a
Did you guys see the play? Did you see the play?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. Did you, Tim?
When you said something, I clicked over real quick and I caught like one of the replays, and it didn't look like anything. Like this didn't look like Anthony Barr, blowing up his collarbone. This looked like he like fell down or something. I don't know. I don't know if it's knee or calf. I don't know. I don't know about non-contact. He was pressured in the pocket, but it didn't look like anything crazy. So I don't know. Maybe he tweaked something, dropping back, or I don't know. That was. You hear about a guy getting carted off, you would think, oh my God, what happened? And it's like I didn't see that.
Yeah. I love this, dude. We got people in the chat just scatter fire and saying what they think it is. Eric Sutherland torn Achilles.
Oh, man.
Paul Robertson says, Rodgers looks depressed based on facial expression, pup list. And then Donald K said, my goodness, since we were New Yorkers known for being wimpy. When were New Yorkers known for being wimpy? I'll tell you what, man, that happened quick, boys. That happened real quick. Here we go. Here's Eric Sutherland. I didn't see this. He said, look at his foot all straightened out. That typically is the sign of an Achilles, no doubt. Because the foot just dangles, they said. Like you have no control of that. Yeah, so, all right. Back to the Packers, man. That sucks, but it is what it is, right? I'll tell you what, man, the Jets put all those eggs in that basket, man. They sure did. Nostalgic in the chat said this might go down as the biggest trade heist. Laughing emoji. I hope he's all right, man. You guys, I mean, listen, it is what it is. But second round is
heartless in the chat. Jeez,
what was it?
I said heartless. Just have a heart. Let's hope. Hopefully, it's nothing. Let's see. Let's see. We don't know yet.
Yeah, they're firing.
We got to get that 65%.
Got to have it. All right, let's move on to the offensive side. Well, first of all, those team PFF grades. Tim, what did you think about that? Anything stand out to you, man?
Yeah, Atlanta and Green Bay neck and neck. So it'll be great for a week 2 matchup. I don't know. Just looking at the PFF grades overall for the teams, it seems like this is going to be a pretty good matchup here, week 2.
I agree. Jacob, how you feel, bub?
I think what you brought up is that our pass rush is going to absolutely dominate them. I think we're going to see more Kingsley. Dude, Kingsley Enagbare, I rewatched this last game like 3 times today. He's a freak. Gary should have had 2 more sacks. LVN should have had another sack. Like, if we're not going against Justin Fields, and don't get me wrong, I do not think Justin Fields is a good quarterback. He's an amazing scrambler. He's an amazing athlete. We should have had probably 5 to 6 to 7, I don't know, maybe 8 sacks on this guy. Even though Desmond Ridder is a decent mobile quarterback, I think that we're going to get another 3, 4, 5 sacks on this guy. But Atlanta's not that good. I am worried about Bijan Robinson just running all over us. I'll be honest.
Yeah, no doubt, man. All right. Yeah, so let's see. We got a super chat here real quick, and we'll move on to the offensive grades. United Bates in the chat said, guess the Jets O-line is an issue for sure. Outside of jokes, hope A-Rod is okay. I can't figure out what that dinging is, but it's driving me insane. I don't know if it's on my computer. Can you hear that, Jacob?
It's probably your chat.
Yeah, I have everything's closed out. It's crazy. Oh, you're talking about the chat in here, maybe. Okay. Yeah, it could be every time it dings. Anyway, all right, cool. United Bates, thank you so much for the super chat, bud. Yeah, man, Ryan talked about it. I mean, to nauseam, didn't he, Jacob? He was constantly talking about how the Jets' offensive line was hot garbage. And during the trade, the Jets fans were just kind of brushing it off, when Ryan was kind of going back and forth with them on Twitter. Crazy, man. Crazy.
And if you guys remember, my conspiracy theory was that they needed to trade for freaking David Bakhtiari, and that's why I said they're not playing him in Green Bay. I was almost tongue-in-cheek about it, but now I'm like, yeah, they knew they needed that guy. Like, they knew they had nobody guarding Rodgers. I mean,
so evidently Mike in the chat, Mike Evergreen, seen something. He says, just an ankle, 65% is alive and well. Let's hope so, man.
65%.
65%. Let's make sure, though.
That might make sense. And maybe he just got rolled up or something at the end of that play. That could be what it was.
It was weird, man. Because, like I said, I didn't see him get rolled up. I didn't see like you said, to me, it looked like it's the definition of non-contact. Typically that's like an ACL or something, but it's just weird.
Yeah.
Strange. We'll see what happens. Let's go on to go ahead, Jake. I'm sorry.
No, one of the guys and the listeners, I believe, was Gray Matter. Yeah, it's Discord. I believe that's what it is. Discord's giving you.
Yeah,
those.
and I'm telling you, I don't have any other windows open, so I don't know.
Discord decided that they're just going to embed their whole thing into my computer, and I erased it like 8 times. Every time I restart my computer, it's like Discord's back, and I'm like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
So, anyways, thanks.
I don't know. I can't do anything about it on my end. Like I said, I don't have any windows open, so I apologize, guys. We'll try to get through it. It's going to be annoying. I might punch my screen, but just brace yourself for that, right? All right, let's see here, Jordan Love. Or if you know which Discord chat it is, go jump in there and tell them to shut up. Do that for me, Great Man. Tell them to simmer down now. All right, let's see here. What we got next? Let's do this. Let's go to the offense. Offensive side of the ball, PFF grades. I'm going to rattle them off top 10 offensively. Highest grades for the Green Bay Packers. We had Zach Tom at an 84.8, Romeo Dobbs at a 78.4, David Bakhtiari at a 78.3, Aaron Jones at a 71.3, Royce Newman, only 5 snaps. Everybody calm down. 5 snaps, 70.2. Samori Toure actually had a 66.9. Luke Musgrave, 63.3. John Runyon, 63.1. And then Jaden Reed, 62.9. Elton Jenkins, 61.1. Sound like Elton had a little bit of a rough day. I'll go ahead and mention Jordan Love. He was in the 11th spot at a 60.8. Guys, I said it on the postgame show. That feels right to me. Like he was off. And the fact that he still protected the football, though, it really says a lot. It does. Like to not have your timing down, it's your very first start as a starter, right? Like as the starter of the Green Bay Packers. And you're missing your number one target in Christian Watson. Just the fact he didn't turn the ball over. That's the thing that I said going in. It's going to come down to turnover differential, right? That's going to be the big deciding factor. You heard Matt, Coach LaFleur, say in the locker room, I told you we needed to be +2, and we were +2. That's what he was talking about. So, Jacob, what sticks out to you on those grades right there, man, on offense?
I mean, those grades are I love the grades, obviously. And if you look at the pass blocking, especially, I mean, it's unbelievable. David Bakhtiari does not need to practice, guys. I'm sorry. He just doesn't. He had a 90 freaking grade. All right. And then right there, Ray J. Stewart said J-Lo's pass rating on 3rd and 4th down is 1 million. The guy was actually like incredible. And if you remember what we thought about with Jordan Love, it's like, can he withstand pressure? Can he withstand, the overall blitz? He's not good at that. He's not good being under pressure and being able to roll out. The guy was cool as a cucumber, man. He was cooler than the other side of the pillow. The guy was just smoking Marlboros, just sitting there like nothing affects him like in any way. The guy just looks like we've talked about his even his demeanor when he did the postgame show. He doesn't seem like even he's like excited. He's like, yeah, I knew we were gonna win. Like,
and even when we fumbled the ball, we protected protected the ball and turned it into a net positive.
Yes. Thank you, Tim. I was going to bring that up, and that was the poise that I was going to be talking about, is that like even when the play goes completely in the pooper, this dude just picks it up, rolls out, looks across his body, throws off his back foot, and Musgrave, dude, just kind of, figure out how to put your legs underneath you, because that should have been a touchdown. But what happened the next play? Freaking dime to Dobbs for a fade to the corner route. I mean, like, it's just so exciting. It's amazing.
Yeah, no doubt, man. RJ Stewart in the chat says Jay Love's passer rating on 3rd and 4th down is 1 million, man. It reminded me of Aaron Rodgers back in the day. You remember me talking about how he would, I think he led the league the year they won the Super Bowl. He led the league in passer rating on 3rd down and also against the blitz. That stuff is really, really important. But
also,
go ahead.
Sorry, real quick. We all talked about the fact that this guy apparently had trouble with the deep ball. Yesterday, guys, he threw 4 completions of over 30 yards. 4 completions of over 30 yards. I'm just saying. I believe that was at least in the top 5 of the NFL. So
here's a little bit of perspective for you. Paul Robertson said if Love completed 5 more passes, it would be the best quarterback performance all week.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty wild. All right, let's.
I was thinking of what Jacob mentioned about, when we were talking about making something out of nothing when something kind of breaks down. Even that first touchdown dart to Dobbs, he kind of had to hitch and hesitate and kind of adjust his arm angle a little bit
Dude.
He wanted to get that ball out sooner, but Dobbs was still kind of working free coming across the middle there. So even that first one was kind of technically an off-platform adjustment. So I think he looked really good.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Mike Hebron in the chat says, Love after week number 1 in passer rating at 123.3 is 6th in QBR, 73.4. United Bates, I guess you haven't seen it yet, but he said y'all have to play the clip from Rodgers' post-game interview a couple years back, my knee. We got a little bit of it here, man.
My knee.
It's the for me. It's like, you had to think about what he was going to say next. Let's see here. Eric Sutherland says, just think how veteran quarterbacks would have fell on that ball. Love, calm and cool, scooped it and chucked it. That was really cool, man. He's a baller, Tim. He is, man.
Yeah, cooler than a polar bear's toenails.
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. What else we got in the chat real quick? All right, we're good. We're all caught up. All right. Let's move on to defense. Well, first of all, on the offensive side of the ball, the big thing that sticks out to me, Zach Tom, 84.8, Box, 78.3. Guys, if you've got the edge protected well like that, you're gonna do really well. I didn't even get to see, where did Josh Myers come in at? Do we have him on this list?
Not great.
Not great. I'm telling you, man, there was one time in my notes, there was a mid-screen play to Aaron Jones, and he absolutely crapped the bed, man. I mean, It was absolutely horrible. He was the reason Aaron Jones couldn't catch the pass. And I'm like, you're already downfield. You know it's a screen pass. Why the hell are you standing there in the middle where the pass is? He's lost. But yeah, his PFF grade of 44.0. Holy cow, man. Holy cow. Anyway, all right. And we still beat the Bears. How funny is that? So the edges are well protected. Zach Tom, in my opinion, probably good chance he's a left tackle of the future. And then Romeo Dobbs, 78.4 coming through for his boy, Jordan Love. Man, what a great performance there. Let's move on to defense. I'll read them off, the top 10, highest grades. Somebody needs to calm Tim down right now, because number 1, Quay Walker. And listen, he had 49 snaps before he left with that head injury. 49 snaps. 92.1 PFF elite grade. His coverage grade, 91.7. Absolutely phenomenal. Number 2, we got Rashawn Gary, 83.4. Number 3, Devontae Wyatt, 82.5. Number 4, Rasul Douglas, 75.7. Number 5, Darnell Savage, 72.3. Number 5, tied for 5th with a 72.3 also is Preston Smith. Number 7, Eric Wilson, 70.9. Number 8, Kenny Clark at a 70.8. His pass rush grade was a 76.8. Number 9, Jair Alexander, 70.7. And then number 10, Devondre Campbell, 70.6. That's good to see. And how about the rookie, Colby Wooden? 36 snaps, guys, in his first game. 69.7 PFF grade, guys. That's solid for a rookie. And then you got Carrington Valentine got in the lineup 20 times. 20 snaps, 68.8. And then TJ Slayton with 40 snaps, a 67.3. But it's worth mentioning his run defense grade, 79.0. I'm going to jump ahead to Lucas Van Ness, 35 snaps for the rookie edge defender, 60.8, not great, but his tackling grade, 72.0, pass rush, 69.2. Definitely something to build on. What do you think about it, Jay?
Yeah, man, as I'm looking at this, honestly, what shines to me is, I mean, the fact that Gary only had 12 snaps, but there were 12 snaps that, all 12, you're like, oh, Gary's there.
Every time.
He's just a beast, bro. And then what else stands out to me is that Quay Walker, Rashawn Gary, and Devontae Wyatt, all 3 of our top rated PFF grades, all had horrible, garbage tackling grades. Now, I understand that because all 3 of them missed would-be sacks in the backfield, if you remember that. And it was also Jair. Open sack, easy sack. But Justin Fields is a freak. There is a reason that the guy has an NFL career, is because he's just a freak. And if you also look at Quay Walker's coverage grade, 91.7. Darnell Savage tackling grade, 87.1. Preston Smith's run defense, 81.4. Guys, we got a defense. We got a freaking defense. And I know that we have to temper the expectations because this is the Bears. And they are the worst team in the NFL. So,
damn, it still felt good, Jacob. It still felt good.
Still felt good. It still felt good. I'm just saying, we need to humble ourselves and learn that. And next week we're going to the Falcons. I don't really think they're a great team. They're a new team. They're a young team. I think Bijan Robinson could possibly throw some hurt down on us. But I think that this team is poised and ready, and that nobody thought they were going to start this hot. And now, who knows, man? Sky's the limit.
Yeah, no doubt. Tim, what do you think about the defense, man? And you're not allowed to talk about Quay Walker. No, I'm just joking, man. Let it rip.
Oh man, you took everything away from me.
Tim has signed off.
And
guys, I can't say enough about my boy. I am so freaking ecstatic. What a way to start your season, year 2, after everyone wanted you to fail. Everyone wanted to create this narrative that you couldn't do it. You're a hothead. You're not going to find success in this league. And look what we have. Who's number 1 on the defensive grades list? Quay Walker. And, I'm almost at a loss for words because I'm so proud and just excited. And
Tim, if I can, sorry to interrupt you, but what we saw from Quay is that the Bears tried to get in his head. We had scrums, dude. We had guys throwing, this and that, there's penalties thrown. Quay kept his nose clean out of there. He had nothing to do with nothing, no scraps, no penalties, nothing like that, because the guy knows that they're trying to come for him. And he said going into this year that he has an awareness that they're going to try to use that as a weakness on him. And what did he do? Like you said, number 1 defender in the freaking game. Unbelievable.
Played like a professional. That's what pros do. If you're a professional, I don't care what field you're in, if you're a professional and you know that you may have a weakness and you can admit that to yourself, you want to learn from it and you want to get better and improve and not let people exploit it. And it's the same thing here. And you're right. I'm sure he probably took a deep breath more than once or twice during that game to just kind of count it out and let it go. And you're right. I like the chippiness and I like the fire that this team has, but it is concerning because, when you're backing yourself up 15 yards at a time, sometimes with the extracurriculars, that can tilt a game too. So I just hope our young guys overall keep their heads, and maybe Quay is that example. Maybe that's another way that he can be a leader with this young squad, particularly the defense. So I can't say enough about Quay, man. I'm just really happy that he balled out, and I'm looking forward to seeing it again in week 2. I don't know if we have much of an update other than concussion protocol for him.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
So that's a question mark. I mean, if he's in the protocol, though, chances are we'll know something by what, Thursday? Like if he doesn't clear a protocol, he's probably not going to go.
Tim, did you know that Devontae Wyatt is top 10 in pressure percentage in the whole NFL right now?
Woo! Come on. He may be top 10, but I'll tell you who's number 1 in barbecue, and that's Old Southern Barbecue Smokehouse. They got 5 locations in Rice Lake, Hudson, Arden Hills, Minneapolis, and Shakopee. And guys, if you get a chance, you're in that area, look them up. Google is your friend. Go drop by, have some great barbecue. I know the staffs are absolutely amazing. And they also do catering too. If you're going to throw together a Packer party, you're having some friends over, some cold beer, you want to have some barbecue catered in, they'll take care of all that for you. Just make sure you give them enough notice, give them a call, kind of see what their catering menu looks like. Also, if you're at a distance like me, you can go to their website, oldsouthernbbq.com. It's oldsouthernbarbecue.com. And you can purchase their sauces. You can purchase their rub packs, all that stuff. And, I don't know about you guys, but I love grilling. I love smoking meat. It's just something, it's kind of a pastime for me, man. There is nothing better than a Saturday afternoon, especially in the fall, throwing a rack of ribs on for about 6 or 7 hours and just let those puppies slow cook. They've got everything you need at Old Southern Barbecue Smokehouse at oldsouthernbarbecue.com. These are their 4 sauces. They've got Southern Gal, sweet brown sugar. They got Dixie Red, which is rich and smoky. They got Chicago Blue, that's mild and tangy. And my favorite, which is the Chicago Fire. And obviously it's extremely bold and hot. Love that stuff on any kind of barbecue. You put it on burgers, you put it on anything, man. I'll tell you what it's really good on too. It sounds silly, sounds weird, but a Nathan's hot dog, man, you put a little bit of that fire on it. Oh my God, man. It slaps. I'm just telling you, it slaps. So make sure you go check them out. Again, that's Old Southern Barbecue Smokehouse. That's oldsouthernbarbecue.com. Be sure if you make a purchase online to type in the promo code PackerNet15. Okay. That's capital P, Packer, no space, capital N for net, ET, right? And 15, no spaces, PackerNet15, and get your 15% off an online purchase. You will not be sorry that you did, and we appreciate them sponsoring the show for sure. Let's move on to special teams, guys. I don't know how you guys feel, but I am no longer going to overlook special teams moving forward after what happened a couple years ago, and I am so glad that Rich Bisaccia is in the house, and this is what's really cool. You guys know they signed Jonathan Owens in the offseason, right? And what did I say? He was the only safety that was graded out worse than Darnell Savage. I joked, till the cows came home that, man, Goody's got a top. Goody's got a top. Look at this PFF grade on special teams. Jonathan Owens, 20 snaps. I believe he was second on the team in special team snaps, only behind Dallin Levitt, a 77.9 PFF special teams grade. Number 2, only 4 snaps, but still the rookie Tucker Kraft, 76.3. Number 3, Patrick Taylor, halfback that they elevated for this game off the practice squad, 74.4. Keyshawn Nixon at number 4 with a 71.0. Kingsley Enagbare at a 69.6. The rookie Carrington Valentine at a 68.7. Josiah DeGuara at a 68.2. Justin Hollins at a 66.6. Isaiah McDuffie, 65.2. And TJ Slayton at a 61.6. Those are your top 10 special teams grades. Jacob, man, special teams matters, dude. I feel like our special teams showed up yesterday. Now, I do not see the kicker. Let's see where he's at. Anders Carlson's down there. Now, I don't know if they have they do have a field goal grade, 69.9. I don't know what all comes into effect when it comes to the kicker grade. Maybe it's placement of the kick when it crosses the crossbar. I have no idea. But I do know this. Anders Carlson was 5 for 5, if I remember correctly. Was he 5 for 5 on extra points and then 1 for 1 on field goals? Am I thinking, Jacob?
He was 5 for 5 on PATs, and he hit a 52-yarder, and I swear to God, that thing could have been good from 70.
Yeah.
Guy
and it was right down the middle.
Right down the middle, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I love PFF. I am a sucker for PFF. I think that's the best thing that we have. Everybody, if you're a hitter at PFF, just, okay, try it. Do it yourself. Let me know what your grade is. And the fact, but that being said, I don't understand how the heck he gets a kicking grade where he made 5 of 5. He's 6 of 6. All right. So to me, it's 100%.
He's 6 of 6, and he got a kicking grade, a field goal grade, specific field goal grade of 69.9.
Gentlemen, which brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
Like, I don't understand how that grade works, Tim. You got any insight on that, man?
No, because I don't get it either, Clayton. I really don't.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I got a really great fun fact here, and I'm glad I remembered it. Do you guys want to know who the first overall fastest guy that was clocked in the NFL Sunday?
Yeah.
It was Tyreek Hill. Anticlimactic, I know, but guess who's number 2?
Who?
Aaron freaking Jones.
Hold up, man. So what was the speed? What was it? What was the first one and what was the second one? Tariq Hill.
I know Tyreek was number 1. I don't know what the specific one was, but Aaron Jones, if I'm not mistaken, I saw a stat that he was the second overall clock fastest time over 20 miles an hour.
That is wild, man. And it goes hand in hand with what you were talking about, Tim. Like they have limited the wear and tear on him, haven't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I think it's just load management, man. You've got a weapon like that. He's only a good weapon if he's on the field. And if that means you've got to kind of moderate the load to keep him on the field throughout the game, then that's what you got to do. It just is what it is. That's not a knock on Aaron Jones at all. That's just, knowing the players that you have and how to get the best out of them, period. Like I said, he's just not the type of running back that you're going to ride for 4 quarters straight like that. And that's where we need to see our depth come into play here. And, I'd like to see A.J. Dillon get it going real soon, because that would be really nice to see him pick up those complimentary snaps and we just stay full steam ahead, going forward.
Yeah, definitely. I know it's hard for you guys to see this. Let me go full screen. Maybe you can see it, but I'll read it to you. Matt Schneidman's tweet said, Tyreek Hill has the 2 fastest top speeds in week 1 so far per next gen stats, hitting 21.6 miles per hour and 21.5 miles per hour on separate touchdowns. The next fastest top speed in the NFL, old man Aaron Jones, who hit 21.48 miles per hour on his choice route touchdown on 4th and 3 yesterday. So they keep calling it a choice route, but I didn't see any choice. To me, it looked like an angle route. And the reason I say that's, I mean, you can kind of tell the way that Jordan reads it. Jordan's not expecting him to run the flat. So, but anyway, that's splitting hairs. That's good stuff, man. 21.4 miles per hour. Somebody needs to get Madden on the phone and say, hey, bro, we need that speed increased a little bit. I'm just saying. It
looked like when they clocked his speed, it was like that episode of The Office when Michael Scott runs in front of the car. 35 miles an hour. Beat it, Oscar. Nobody can beat it.
I love it. That is freaking awesome, man. Absolutely awesome.
Oh, all right. By the way, can I say one more thing?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
How freaking much did it bother you guys? Did y'all notice that? What is Justin Fields' cadence? Have you heard it?
Yeah, it's Green 19. And
Green 19.
It's Luke Getsy, bro. It's Luke.
What are you doing, bro?
That happens every time an offensive coordinator goes to another team. Like you'll hear Aaron use the same cadence. Hey, where did Aaron get it from? Think about it. Brett Favre used it before Aaron, right?
Blue 90.
Yeah. And what's funny is like some people say, well, that's a different team. They need to use the cadence they're used to. I don't know, man. They look at Mercedes Lewis, Bob Tunyon, Lucas Patrick. Kind of makes sense, right? But I understand what you're saying. It's weird hearing it, wasn't it?
I did not enjoy it.
I did not enjoy it. I love it. All right, man. I think we're pretty much wrapped up here. I think we covered everything we wanted to. Is there anything else you guys wanted to hit before we wrap this big bear up?
Since we're talking about coordinators, can we give Joe Barry a plus for his first game in the booth?
Took it out.
Oh, my man, I'm telling you, when I watched the tape, I'm like, Joe Barry was in his bag. And then when they got inside the red zone, they got inside the 10, he went 0, right? He went with that coverage, got a little bit more aggressive, played that 99 contain. I'm telling you, every time they had the 34 front, they played basically 34 jam, which is the nose is 0 over the center, and you've got a 5-man front, and they let him play 99 contain.
He's seeing it better from up there already, I think.
I think so too, man. And we're going to get a great test this Sunday, guys. What time's that kickoff, Jacob? Do you know what time that kickoff is, man?
Noon, I believe.
My man got the schedule right there. What time is it?
Noon.
I love it, dude. Love it. My man's prepared. Old school schedule taped to the wall. Let's go, dude. Some of y'all pretend like y'all are loyal fans.
You think God never farted?
I'm all about it, man. So noon game, right? Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta had high PFF grades all year last year. I don't know if you guys remember that, but they did. It was like all season long, they were in the top 10 on PFF. I think they play pretty fundamentally sound. It's just they don't have a quarterback, right? So just, I haven't looked at their tape yet. That's going to be the plan. If everything goes as planned, Wednesday I'm going to look at their tape. So when we hop on here Thursday, we'll try to start to talk about maybe how they'll attack them. But at first glance, let me put it up here one more time, and then we'll end this thing, I promise. Let's see their passer rate. Yeah, 57.7. That's a weak spot. What's their strength? I'm sorry, 51.8. That's the weak spot. Pass blocking, 44.9. So really, you got to treat this. Honestly, this feels like the Chicago Bears all over again. Yep. You need to treat this game the same game plan that you used against the Chicago. Now, the problem is the Atlanta Falcons have the tape, and they're going to see exactly what you did, right? And they're going to try to exploit the things that you may or may not have done. Their tackling grade's bad. This just kind of feels like one of those games just like the Bears, Tim. Pound the rock, stop their run, and try to win that turnover differential like Matt LaFleur was saying, man. Try to stay +2, win the game, right?
Absolutely. And I see this could be one of those defensive type games, both sides here. When you just glancing at the PFF numbers, I think our offense is going to do okay. But I don't know if this is another 38 to 40 point type of game. Just glancing right here, super early, obviously, but yeah, I think Atlanta's probably what did the Bears defense grade out at? Go to the bottom of that PFF team list.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get down that far. I've got a screenshot here. Let's see. Yeah,
Is it in the 50s?
They way down there. I'll look it up real quick. You guys keep talking. I'll look it up real quick.
I'm just saying, Atlanta 79.2 defensive grade. Clearly they're better than the Bears defensively. So I agree with you. We want to take that similar approach, scheme wise, game plan wise, but I would expect a little more resistance from the Atlanta defense. And I certainly think they'll probably play better at home than the Bears did in their building. So I think we win. I think we win comfortably, but maybe not as comfortably as we won yesterday. Just super early looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah, the Chicago Bears were 25th overall in the entire league this week. Their run grade was an 82.9, but other than that, 50s, 40s, 60s, 50s, 40s, 60s, 70, 60s, 40s, 50s, 40s. They
got the 70 in trash talking, right? That was the only thing they graded high at.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a rough go, man, especially for a fan base that was so excited, man. They were convinced this is the year, and the media just kept on.
The Bears are delusional, and they keep losing.
Nostalgic in the chat said, imagine we get back-to-back blowout road wins. That would be nice, wouldn't it? That would definitely be nice. And, of course, Eric Sutherland gets it, man. He said, Ritter better eat his Wheaties.
Yep.
Love it. All right, we're going to get out of here. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us. I want to give a shout-out to Mike Hebring, John Baker, and United Bates. Thank you guys so much for the super chat. Also, I need to read these off real quick because there's going to come a time where we can't read them off, but I definitely want to acknowledge the fact that people are becoming PTA Posse YouTube members, and really, really appreciate your all support. We got Chet. These are the new ones, okay, in the last 24 hours. Chet, Sheevberger, Dorian, One Life, Jordan Peterson, It's Snoopy, Nick McSwain, Adam Mason, Bassmaster. I love it. There's no R either. It's Bassmaster with an A, 911, Jimmy O'Neill, Reborn K1, Brody, Derek W, Colin Scott, Tom Lyons, Dark Knight, Teebs, Deepwood, Stephen Love, Casey Oldman, and Patricia P. Thank you guys so much for becoming YouTube members of the PTA Posse. And like I said, everyone who is an active YouTube member of the PTA Posse, when we, I'm going to say here in the next, it's either going to be week 2 or week 3, we'll go ahead and put you guys into the next drawing for the autographed John Kuhn jersey for sure. And again, we're looking for iHeezy340. If we see him in the chat, we need to hear from him. He won the Lucas Van Ness jersey. We don't want to have to spin it again. I definitely want him to get it. But if he doesn't come forward and claim the prize, then it's going to be we're going to be forced to spin it again. But again, that is IHEEZY 340. And again, we've got ways to cross check if it is actually them. So when you hear this, iHeezy, make sure you send me an email, packerstotalaccess@gmail.com. And again, I believe it was John Baker, I think, that won.
Gotta give me his info.
Yeah, I've got to send that to you for sure. Yeah, his name is John Baker. Congratulations on winning the Aaron Rodgers jersey patch there for sure. So we'll get that sent out to you ASAP. And Eric Sutherland gets it, man. He says, cool. All right, here's a little update on Aaron Rodgers. We'll get out of here. Nick the Realtor says, for the record, they x-rayed Aaron's ankle, and it was a negative x-ray. I don't think it's his calf, but he is out for the game. That's kind of strange, isn't it? Kind of strange. So probably going to have to get an MRI and see exactly what's going on. Parting thoughts. Jacob, you got anything, bub?
Really surprised that I saw Dallin Levitt do a couple good things. I saw him do some great plays. I saw him make some weird, good tackles. The guy, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, Dallin Levitt's here. All right. And love scrambles. Guys, love scramble for 10 yards. If you remember on that 3rd and short, forced it to a 4th and 3. The next play was that Jones, quote unquote, choice route for a touchdown. Jordan Love is able to use his legs when he needs to. People are going to be completely shocked by the end of the year when Jordan Love more rushing yards than Justin Fields.
And to put that into perspective, if he doesn't have that scramble, right, they probably don't go for it on fourth down.
Probably
don't. So, Tim, parting thoughts, buddy?
While we're on the safety subject, great points there and observations by Jacob, because I kind of thought that myself about Levitt. Looked pretty good out there in trash time. So that being said, your boy Clayton, Rudy Ford, I don't know, man. I am going to say this though, in the same breath, that it's still early. It's one game, so I'm going to give Rudy, plenty of time here to really show up and show out. But what we saw yesterday was, I don't believe his full potential. I didn't think he had a really good game. And if that continues, I am going to look towards J.O. and Dallin Levitt and Anthony Johnson Jr. Even in his gains, we clearly see that Darnell Savage is ready to play this year, or at least he was ready to play the Bears. So, and we know there's 9 million reasons why he's the number one anyway. So we got to find someone else to put back there with him. So I'm looking forward to seeing that battle for number 2 safety position kind of continue here as we progress.
Yeah, definitely not. You guys, I'm the president of the Rudy Ford fan club, man. There's no doubt about it. But watching him play yesterday was rough, man. The penalty too, and just he just didn't look like the same Rudy Ford we've seen early last year. Hopefully he can get it together, because yesterday –
Oh, no! We suck again!
That's exactly how I felt about it. I'm just telling you right now. All right, good deal. We got it. Chat's caught up. Oh, look at that. I'm glad. God, I'm so glad I didn't end it. That would have sucked to waste this. United Bates with the super chat. I love it, dude. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. He said, if Tim narrates an audio book, I'm buying it, regardless of what it's about. Dude, does that man not have the perfect radio voice? I'm just telling you. Me, I sound like it. I listen to it back occasionally, and I'm like, oh, I can't stand it. Tim gets on there. It's like hearing John Wayne talk or something, man. It's absolutely
Clayton, let's write a book just so I can read it, man.
Hey, Chapter 1, The Businessman.
The Businessman.
You guys know that reference? Michael Scott, you should write a book. Write it. Chapter 1.
Let's call it Threat Level Midnight.
Somehow I managed.
Somehow, and it's a cover of me on the shrugging.
No, seriously though, United Bates, dude, I know how many memberships you gifted, and you're super chatting consistently, dude. We really appreciate you supporting the channel, man. It means the world to us, dude.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing we will say as we wrap up here, just to kind of recap the Packers Bears game, this is the only thing that comes to mind.
The Bears are who we thought they were. And that's why we took the damn field.
That's it right there. Denny said it best. The Bears were exactly who we thought they were. They're hot garbage. All right, they're a trash organization. That's just the way it is. So, they got some good fans, I got to be honest, but the bad ones far outweigh us. So we're out of here. Thank you guys in the chat. You guys are awesome. Thanks to and congratulations to all the YouTube members of the PTA Posse. Appreciate you guys supporting the stream. And for those of you listening on the pod, thank you for making us a part of your day. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world, and go Pack go.
The power sweep. Actually, it's the lead play in our offense.
Tell the tackle, take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, you drive down the first man who is inside. Pull back and tell him to take the first man outside the offensive tackle. No one goes. Go right by them and field inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. So look at this play. What we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.